Okay, perfect. So we're going to come to our mat, having a seat, making sure you have just some water handy if you need a sip of water at any point. Throughout this class, feel free to grab a sip of water. Make sure you stay hydrated. If you need to take child's pose, please take child's pose. Let your heart rate come down. So YogaFIT, we've done one yoga class already, YogaFIT class. YogaFIT is more of a fusion of a little bit of yoga, a little bit of HIIT, a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of everything. So heart rates do get a little bit higher in this class, so make sure you are listening to how you feel always, how you're showing up for yourself. Make sure you're connecting in with that breath. So inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose, really accentuating that exhale if you do find your heart rate is elevating a little bit too much. And then you can come down, drop into child's pose, take a little bit of a break, whatever you need to. All right, so we're going to start seated. Take a nice deep breath in and slow exhale, breath out. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. One more time, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. And slow exhale through the nose. And really using these few breaths, these few moments to feel centered and grounded. Getting ready for your workout, trying to leave anything that is not serving your greatest and best good, any thoughts, feelings, emotions, leaving them aside. And really just tuning into how your body's feeling, how you're showing up for yourself today, getting ready for this movement, all that positivity. So start to roll your shoulders back a few times. And as you're sitting nice and tall, bring a little bit of core engagement, pull that navel in towards the spine. Good. And then reach the right arm across the chest, hook it in nice and close with the left. Little stretch, warming up those shoulders. We're going to be coming into some planks, some bear holds, using a lot of our shoulders here today. It's going to be a nice, fun class. I know you are all excited for this. And then releasing that right arm, left arm crosses the body, hook it in with the right, pull it in nice and tight. Feel that stretch through the left shoulder. And still maintain that nice breath connection as we begin our practice today. And good. Releasing, roll those shoulders a few more times. And then place the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the lower back. Find an inhale breath, reach your crown of your head up to the ceiling. And exhale, twist. Holding here for another nice deep breath in. And slow breath out. Inhale to center, and then the right hand, left knee, left hand behind the lower back. Inhale. And exhale, deepen into that twist. Another breath here, in through the nose. And then with our exhale, we're coming back to center. Interlace your fingers, press your palms away from the body. On our inhale breath, we're going to reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Allow your back to arch, chest lift, and maybe allowing the gaze to lift towards the ceiling. And then exhale, start to round that back, push the palms away from the body, open up between the shoulder blades, pull that belly in. Inhale, lift the arms up, find your way into that arch back. And exhale to round. One more time, inhaling. And exhale. And release the hands back to the knees, roll those shoulders back a few more times. And then the palms are going to come down in front of us. We're pushing into a tabletop position. The shoulders are directly over the wrist, knees are hip width apart, curl those toes under. And one more time here, starting with the tailbone, lifting that tailbone up, allowing the back to arch, gaze towards the ceiling. And then moving from your tailbone, as you start to exhale, tuck that tailbone under, round through the back, and tuck the navel in, chin comes to the chest. One more time, lifting that tailbone, coming into that arched back, and then rounding. Coming back to our neutral spine, walking your hands over towards the right, pushing your hips to the left. Nice big side body stretch. And then walking back to center and over to the left, hips to the right. Nice stretch down the right side of the body. Coming back to center, grounding through the palms. We're stepping back into our plank pose. We're holding plank. You can keep a modified plank if you need to. So dropping the knees down, core stays engaged. Or you're up on the toes, nice long spine. Pull that core in nice and tight. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale right into your downward facing dog. And you can hold your down dog, pedal out your feet. Sway your hips, whatever feels good here. And then inhale, flowing back to your plank. Your core is engaged. Hold here. And then exhale back into down dog. So you really shouldn't have to adjust your hands or your feet as you flow from down dog into your high plank pose. One last time, inhale forward to our plank. Good job holding here. Now we're going to ground through our left palm, rolling onto the outside of the left foot, reach that right arm up. You can drop that left knee down if you need to, coming into a side plank. Inhale, right hand comes back down, back to your high plank. Ground through the right hand, roll onto the right side, the outside of the right foot, lift the left arm up. Side plank on the opposite side. Again, you can drop that right knee if you need to. Inhale back to high plank, left hand comes down. And we're rolling onto that left hand, back and forth. Back to center. Grounding through the right, lift that left arm up. Back to our center, our high plank, one more time for each. Ground through the left, reach that right arm up. Back to high plank. Last time here, ground through the right hand, lift that left arm up. Good job. Drop those knees down. Press back into child's pose. Knees are nice and wide. Reach the arms towards the top of the mat. And I want you to start to sway your hips from side to side here, really loosening up through the lower body. Maybe feeling this all the way up the back. Holding here another moment, allowing the heart rate to come back down. If at any point you need to roll out your wrists, feel free to drop down to your knees, give your wrist a little bit of a roll. And then inhale, coming back into our tabletop position. Taking a moment to engage that core, pull the navel in. And then with an exhale breath, we're lifting the hips back up to downward facing dog. And again, you can pedal at the feet here in down dog if that feels good. And then inhale breath, bend those knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. 1 second here. Arms reach all the way up. Can you guys hear me still? Good? Okay, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, palms down, stepping back into our plank. Take an inhale here. You can drop your knees if you need to for chaturanga, starting to lower the chest all the way down. Inhale to baby cobra, chest and shoulders lift off the mat. And then exhale, pushing back either into child's pose or coming all the way up into your downward facing dog. Holding here, a few more breaths. And then take a nice deep bend to the knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center and releasing. Roll those shoulders back a few times. We're gonna add on to our next two flows. Inhale, arms come all the way up, palms together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, stepping or hopping back, holding your plank just for a moment. Inhale, breath. And exhale, start to bend those elbows, shift forward, coming into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Again, we're holding our down dog, full breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, forward to our plank. We're bringing the right knee to the right elbow. Step back, left to left. Step back, one more time, right to right. Step back, left to left. Step back, back into down dog. And holding our down dog, nice deep breath here. And slow exhale. Really maintaining that control of the breath. And then bend the knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up, palms come together. Exhale, we're folding all the way forward, palms down. Inhale, back to our halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, step back into your plank, hold your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Again, you have the option to keep on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're holding here, full breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, forward to plank. Right knee, right elbow. Step back, left to left. Right to right. Left to left. One more time for each. And then drop those knees down, taking child's pose. Good job. Slow that breath down. Really slowing your breath here, taking a sip of water if you need to. Hopefully your heart rate is now elevated. Feeling a little bit warmer, a little bit looser. Taking another full breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then inhale, come into a kneeling position just for a moment. We're gonna flow through a few timed planks. So what we're doing is we are going to hold our plank for 1 whole minute, coming into a few different variations of plank, and we're mixing a few timed bear holds in through this. So if you need to come down to your knees in your plank to take a modified plank to support that lower back, please do so. So listening to your body, how you're feeling, how the pose feels, maintaining that nice strong core. So coming into our tabletop, starting here, getting our arms nice and strong, shoulders stacked directly over our wrists, and we're going to step our feet back, coming into high plank. So again, if you'd like to drop your knees down here, uncurl your toes, make sure your core stays nice and engaged. And we're still holding here. Make sure you're breathing, gaze directly between the hands. And I want your hands nice and grounded, almost like you're pushing the floor away from you. At the same time, push your heels towards the back of the room. You can take a nice wide stance if you need to. Make sure you're breathing.
I see you falling for the darkness.
We have 20 seconds left. So really challenging our core, our upper body. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. Slow that breath down. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Drop down to the knees. Roll those wrists a few times. Good job. So wrists may be a little bit tender if you're not used to doing planks, if you're not used to doing much yoga. So a lot of times we're on our wrists quite a bit. They do get a little bit stronger the more you continue with yoga. So we're coming right back into that tabletop position. This time we're staying in the tabletop, toes are curled under, shoulders stacked over the wrist, and we're going to lift the knees up off the ground about 2 inches, and we're holding there. So take an inhale, engage that core, lift those knees, and hold. So as you're holding here, I want you to imagine the bottom of your ribs are reaching towards the top of your hip bones. This is going to help you slightly tuck that tailbone under and bring more core engagement. We have 10 more seconds, holding here. Slow, steady breath. For 2, 1, drop those knees down. Circle the wrists if you need to. Take a moment. Whew. Hopefully everybody's heart rate's coming up, getting a little bit warmer, feeling a little bit stronger. All right, so coming back into that tabletop, again, we're going to be on the wrist a little bit more here. So just be very mindful of how your wrists feel. We're coming back into that 1-minute high plank hold. So at any point you need to drop down, take child's pose, roll those wrists. Please make sure you're listening to how you're feeling. All right, and when ready, ground through the palms, step the feet back, coming back to that high plank. Slow that breath. Make sure your bum's not lifted up. We want one nice straight line all the way from the neck to the tailbone. And don't drop that belly down. Pull that core in. Push the floor away from the mat or hands away from the floor. Press, press, press. You can come into a modified version at any time. Make sure you're breathing. Good job. Almost there. 10 more seconds. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees down. Take a moment, roll those wrists. They're definitely feeling a little bit more tender now. So you can roll them, you can flip them in different directions, whatever feels good to kind of get that blood flow back to that joint area. All right, we're coming back into bear hold. This time we're going to bring more dynamic movement. So instead of holding this stationary, we're going to tap the knees up and down for 30 seconds. All right, so when you're ready, coming into that tabletop, toes curled under, let's lift those knees up and then gently tap them down, up and down. Come back to that little adjustment cue I gave for the last bear hold. Bottom rib reaching towards the hips. Keep that tailbone tucked under. core engaged. Make sure you're breathing. Good job. And rest. All right, we are coming off of the hands, but we're coming down to the forearms. Not any easier. We're coming back into a forearm plank. We're holding here. Lots of planks, really working on those deep core muscles. So you have the option to take that modified plank. So you're walking the knees back so you can feel your core start to fire up, or you're coming up on your toes, not lifting your bum up, nice long line. Okay, we're holding here again for a minute. So if you need to take any modifications halfway through, please feel free. And we're gonna start right now. Coming into that forearm plank. Maybe it feels good to make a fist, wrap the other hand around it. Play around with how wide your foot stance is. Forearm plank, really tough. Make sure you're breathing. Good job. We're halfway there. Maybe you're shaking. Maybe you need to modify. 20 more seconds. 15. 10. 3, 2, 1. Drop those knees. Good job. That's tough. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Ooh. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm. Hopefully you're feeling strong. Making sure you're listening to your body. So if you need the modifications, please make sure you're taking them so that you're not going to compromise your lower back trying to hold the full plank. So coming back onto our forearms, this time we're bringing more dynamic movement. So we're going to be on our toes, shifting our body forward and back. You can still do this on your knees. 30 seconds here. So we're coming into a seesaw motion. So coming up into that forearm plank, forward and back, forward and back. Whew. Good job, halfway. Really working those core muscles. Three, 2, and rest. Reach those arms out nice and long. Come into child's pose. Allow the heart rate to come down. Maybe sway the hips. Slow the breath. Good job. All right. Coming up into a kneeling position, grab a sip of water if you need one. And we're reaching for our weight. So bringing our weight into our tabletop position. So your shoulders are now directly over your hands. Your hands are grabbing for the weight. And we're coming into renegade rows. Some of you know what that is. These are. We're going to be stepping back into our plank, holding plank, and we're bringing our right hand up. So our right elbow is coming up towards our hips, lowering it down, and switching. You can be in a modified version here, modified plank, and you're doing the same action. So I'm going to set the timer for 30 seconds so you can go slow and at your own pace. So getting set up, hands are holding onto the weight, coming into either your plank or your modified plank. And we're going to start with our right, bringing that right elbow up towards our right hip, lowering it down, left to left. Trying not to sway our hips too much when we're working here. Core remains nice and tight. Good. We have 10 more seconds. Just alternating which arms, rowing back. And rest. Now we're working with just one weight. Press one weight aside. We're coming into our plank or our modified plank, and we're going to drag the weight across. So coming into your plank position, either modified or feet up, the right hand's going to grab for the weight and drag it to the right. Left hand's going to grab for the weight and drag it back to the left. Making sure you're breathing, core is nice and tight. Passing that weight back and forth. Breathing here. One more. And rest. Good job. Tough work. I want you to place both your weights at the top of your mat. Place your hands into tabletop, not on the weights, just on your mat. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale, sending your hips nice and high, coming into your downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, whatever feels good. Sway those hips. Slow, steady breath. And then inhale, nice deep bend, gaze forward. Just the left foot stepping forward. Ground through that left foot. Take a little inhale breath here. Engage your core. Grab for both your weights, one in either hand. We're coming up to center. So in your lunge, left knee is bent, right knee's at a 90-degree angle as well. We're coming into a bicep curl in our lunge. We're going to lower out of that bicep curl, step to the top of the mat. So the left foot staying grounded, stepping back with that right foot, coming down nice and low in the lunge. Bicep curl, finish the curl, then step forward. Okay, we're going to do 10 here. So joining me for 10. Bicep curl, lower down, step forward. 9, come into your lunge before you start to curl. 8, slow and steady. 7, core remains engaged. 6, 5, 4, 3, or 2. Last one. We're going to hold here and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step forward, shake those legs out. Switching sides, grounding through the right foot. We're going to start stepping that left foot back. So stepping into our lunge first, then coming into our bicep curl, then stepping forward. So slowing the motion down. Ground through the right foot, step the left foot back, into that lunge, curl, step forward. For 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, for 2. Last one. And holding here and pulsing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step forward, shake those legs out. Still holding on to the dumbbells. Ground through the left foot, nice big step back with the right. Turn both feet in so they're parallel, and then turn both toes out so they're just on a slight little angle out, maybe of 4 to 5 degrees. Let's rack the dumbbells up towards our shoulders. Hopefully you guys are feeling a little bit warmer. Maybe don't have as much breath control. Whew. Coming into some goddess squats with a shoulder press. So take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And on our inhale, we're sitting down, nice and low in that goddess squat. Exhale, pressing the legs straight, lifting the arms up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to press. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's bring the weight back to our shoulders, sink down and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, press up. Whew, brace your weight down just for a moment. Your hands are getting sweaty. Take a moment here, maybe grab a sip of water. Good job, ladies. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. So grabbing for our weight, coming back up to that shoulder rack position. Legs are nice and wide. Turn your toes out on that slight little angle. Inhale, breath. And exhale. Inhale, sink down nice and low. Let's press up. Coming down. Pressing using that exhale breath. For 7, 6, for 5, 4, 2, last one. Shoulder, weight at shoulder, sink down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press up. We're gonna drop one dumbbell down. Having the other dumbbell in our left hand, we're gonna turn our toes so that they're both parallel now, toes face forward. Take an inhale breath and exhale breath. As we inhale, we're gonna bend only through that right knee, sending the right glute back, bringing that weight towards the right heel, coming back up to center. Inhale to lower, exhale, press up. You can place your right arm out to the side, a little bit of balance here. For 10, 9, 8, 7, for 6, 5, 4, 3, for 2, last one, and we're pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up to center. Shake those legs. Take a moment. Woo. For those of you who have not done too many yoga fits with me, you will get to realize how much I love to pulse and get very accustomed to finishing one side of our body or an exercise, pulsing it out, finishing it off. So let's stretch out that left arm. Weight is in the right hand. Inhale, start to bend that left knee. Weight comes down towards the ankle. Exhale to press up. For 9, send that butt back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, for 2. Last one. And let's go back down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Whew. All right, weight in that left hand. Keeping our legs exactly where they are, we're pressing the left arm up, holding the weight up here. The right hand is going to slowly start to come down towards the right ankle. And then we're going to lead with our left hand, pushing us back up to center. So keep that core nice and tight. And join me here for 10. So you're really going to feel your obliques working here. For 9. Really leading with that weight. For 8. 7. For 6. And 5. 4. Maybe feeling your shoulder burning like I am. 3. For 2. Last one. And coming up, whew, switching arms, maybe rolling that left shoulder. All right, hopefully you guys didn't grab too heavy of a dumbbell because that's tough. Let's bring that right one up. So let's shoulder rack it first. Press it up. Left hand is coming slowly down towards that left ankle. Press with the right weight all the way up. For 9. For 8. Make sure you're breathing. 6. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push up. Halfway. 4. For 3. For 2. Last one. Pressing that weight all the way up, back to the shoulder, placing it on the floor with the other dumbbell. Turning your left toes to face forward, and then taking a nice big step to the top of the mat. Whew. Roll those shoulders back a few times. That's tough. Inhale, arms reach up, palms come together. Exhale, we're folding forward, palms coming down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, stepping back into your plank or your modified plank. Hold here to engage your core. And then with your exhale breath, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Take an inhale breath here. And exhale, let's drop those knees down. Coming into a seated position, grab a sip of water. All right, ladies, a little bit more with the glutes. We're gonna grab for one of our dumbbells. Make sure it's right beside you because we're gonna lower down to our back. Arms alongside the body. Bring some core engagement, bring that navel in, and we're slowly rolling all the way down to our back. See if you can do so one vertebrae at a time. So your shoulders connect, the head lowers, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a great big hug here. Maybe rock from side to side. If you need to slow your heart rate, take an inhale breath through the nose. And sigh. Let go of that breath. Let go of any tension that you may still be holding. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale through the nose. And sigh. Releasing the feet down to the mat. Grabbing for your dumbbell. Your feet are hip width apart. And I want you to make sure you can touch just the back of the heels with your fingertips. Make sure your feet are in far enough. We're coming into some weighted glute bridges. So bringing the dumbbell in either hand, and we're placing it right around our hip bone. So we're still going to hold it so it doesn't roll around. And as we press into our feet to lift our hips up, I want you to make sure your knees are not collapsing inwards and your knees are not coming out to the side. The knees are staying in line with the hips, tracking right over the toes. So as we inhale, we're going to press into the soles of the feet to lift our hips up, squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale, let's lower back down. For 19. Higher reps here. 18. Really squeeze those glutes. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Breathing. For 2. And last one, lower down. Place the weight off to the side just for a moment. Bring the knees into your chest. Bring them in nice and tight so you can find a little stretch for that lower back. Let go of that breath. Slow, steady. And then we're coming right back into that same stance. So feet are hip width apart. We're grabbing for our dumbbell. This time we're going to hold it over our right hip bone. Grounding through the left foot. The left arm is down on the mat, palm facing down. You can use this for a little bit of support. And we're coming into single leg glute bridges. So we're keeping that right knee bent 90 degrees and we're lifting the hips up and down. For 10, 9, 8, much harder when it's one leg, 7, 6, 5, 3, and last one. Good job switching sides. All right, grounding through that right foot this time. Lifting the hips. Left leg coming up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, for 2, last one, lower down, place that weight off to the side. Again, just a moment, bring those knees into the chest, making sure we find that stretch for our lower back. And if you want to take a moment here and rock from side to side, you can. Slowing everything down. Good job. And then allowing the feet to come back down. This time we're bringing the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. So we're coming into that reclined butterfly. Bring that dumbbell back to the hip. And we're going to come back into those hip thrusts. This is more of an awkward movement because we're on the outside edge of our feet. And we're lifting our hips up, squeezing our glutes at the top. And we're coming in for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, should be feeling this in the glute, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, For 2. Last one, and lower down. Put the weight off to the side, knees into the chest. Give yourself a great big hug. Rock from side to side. Oh man. Heart rate still elevated. Good job. So crossing the ankles, either using your exhale breath, rocking up to seated, or just gently making your way up to a seated position. I'm going to show you what we're ending off with. So we still need one of our dumbbells handy. For my core finishers at the end of YogaFIT, I really like to do them timed. When I do them timed versus counting reps, this allows you to go at your own pace without trying to keep up to me or to those around you if you're in person, or you can see somebody else on the camera. So we're coming into, actually we're going to need both of our weights. So I'll show you what we're doing first, and then I'm going to put a timer. So we're doing the exercise for 30 seconds. We're going to rest between exercises for 10 seconds, and we're going to do this round twice. So what we're doing here is we're coming into dead bug. So what that looks like is your knees are at a 90-degree angle. Your knees are directly over your hips, and our arms are pressing straight up. We're going to work alternating legs, so extending that right leg out and down, bringing it back to center, bending the elbows, allowing the dumbbells to come towards your forehead, so the elbows are still at 90 degrees. Press them back to center, left leg. And then we're coming into those tricep skull crushers, the right leg. So that's what that one looks like. Right after that, we're coming into weighted around the world. So chin tucks into the chest. We're going to pass that dumbbell behind the legs as we scissor our legs up and down. From there, we're coming up to a seat. We're going to roll off our tailbone so that our core is fired up. Our feet can remain on the floor. One dumbbell in hand, and we're twisting side to side, coming into some weighted Russian twist. From there, back down to our back. We're having one dumbbell working at a time. The opposite arm is going to be beside us, coming into single arm weighted sit-up. You can drop the weight at any point if this is too heavy. Second round, we will extend the opposite arm. Lastly, we're coming back up to a seat. One dumbbell, the end of it in either hand. We're starting in the top position. Again, leaning back so our core is fired up. And we're going to bring the dumbbell to our side, arms straight, back up, opposite side. Almost like you are rowing a canoe here. All right, ladies. So 30 seconds. We're doing this 2 times. So really finishing this class, firing up that core, moving at your own pace, making sure you're connected to that breath as you move, and then just resting whenever you need to. So let's get set up here. We're coming down to our back into our dead bugs first. So arms are up, lowering that right leg, back to center, bend those elbows. Straight up, left. Right, so just alternating, making sure that lower back is staying on the mat. Good job. And we're resting for that 10 seconds, dropping one weight. We're coming into those figure 8. So one leg is extended up, one leg is down, tuck that chin in. Let's start passing that weight as we scissor those legs. So make sure you're not holding your breath here. That lower back staying grounded into the mat the whole movement. Good job. Just passing that weight. And rest. Let's make our way up to seated. So feet are on the ground, one dumbbell in the hand, lean off that tailbone, and we're coming down to the side, elbows bent into our Russian twist. So really find that rotation from the torso. Feet are nice and grounded. Make sure you're breathing. Good job. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Coming down to your back. One dumbbell again. So single arm sit up. So we're leading with that dumbbell. And coming up, so you can start either with your right or with your left. We're coming into both of them. If you want to drop the dumbbell, you can. If coming to a full sit-up is a little too much, put the weight down and come into crunches. Hands can make a little basket for the head, so whatever feels best for you. And resting 10 seconds. We're coming into that opposite side, single arm sit-up. So right into the left. And we're working for 30 seconds. Good job, moving with your breath, slow, controlled movement. Could really be feeling that core firing up. You have 10 more seconds. Good job, and rest. Whew. Let's come right into that seat. Coming into our wood chops. Grabbing one dumbbell, rolling off that tailbone, arms stay straight. Very similar to our Russian twist, but the arms are staying extended. Find that rotation from the torso. Firing up those obliques. If at any point that weight's too heavy, same movement, drop the weight. Arms stay straight, twisting to the side. Good job. So we just did all 6. Coming right back down to our back. Round 2. Coming into those dead bugs with that tricep. So right leg extends, tricep, left. So just alternating here. Good job. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure that lower back's staying grounded. Make sure you're not coming down too low with those weights that you're actually going to hit yourself in the head. And rest. One dumbbell down. Other dumbbell is going to do the figure 8. So extend one leg up. The other leg is covering over the mat, chin tucked in. And we're passing that dumbbell as we scissor our legs. Make sure you're breathing. These exercises are tough. Really getting the core fired up. Use that breath. Depending on the weight of your dumbbell, maybe your shoulders are feeling this one too. And rest. Woo. Right into our seated position. Russian twist. All right, and we are twisting. Knees are bent, elbows at our sides. Movements coming from our torso. Make sure you're moving with your breath. It can be as slow and controlled as you'd like. Three, 2, 1. Let's lower down. Single arm sit up. Again, you can drop the weight. If you have a block handy, you can use your block. You can just come into full sit ups, whatever you prefer. And we are moving. Good job. That exhale breath, hardest part of your workout. Good job. And one more, resting 10 seconds, switching sides. So you can have a modification of just coming into a crunch, full sit-ups, no weight, or you're doing single arm. And we're doing last 30 seconds for this movement. We have our wood chops after this, or our rows, whatever you want to call them. And then that is it for our core. Remember that exhale, hardest part, use your breath. And rest. Good job. Last movement. One dumbbell. Feet are on the ground, extend those arms. And we're twisting, straight arms out to the side. Good job. If you want to drop your dumbbell, you're coming into that same movement. Still tough. We have 10 seconds of work left here. Make sure you're breathing. And rest. Good job. Take a moment here, grab a sip of water if you need one. And in your seated position, I want your hands to come out in front, press into a tabletop position. And drop your hips down, coming into upward facing dog. Bring your feet nice and wide and actively press those hips down towards the mat. See if you can find that stretch through the front body. Good job. And then press the hips back, coming into child's pose. Sway the hips here. Then pressing up into a seated position. Rolling those shoulders back a few times. And then coming down to your back. So bending the knees, soles of the feet ground down, arms out to the side, rolling all the way down. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a great big hug. And then release the arms, but allow the legs, the knees to gently fall over to the right. Coming into a nice gentle twist to one side. Slowing down the breath, not letting go of that active connection to it. Using your inhale, come back to center, and then both knees fall gently to the left. Arms remain out to the side. Feel that stretch across the chest. Bring your knees back to center. Exhale, breath. And then stretch them out nice and long. If you have tension remaining in your lower back, you can keep the knees bent. Arms come alongside the body. Turn your palms to face up. If your knees are bent, maybe allow the knees to just gently fall into each other. So you're not using any effort to keep the knees up. If your legs are extended out, allow the feet to just gently fall out to the side. Take a nice deep inhale breath in through the nose. And sigh, release. Allow your breath to return back to its nice, gentle, natural rhythm. Take a few moments here. Allow your body to relax completely into the surface beneath it. Allow the feet to relax, the lower legs, the knees. The thighs relax. Release any tension in the hips, the lower back. Maybe the pelvis lets go a little bit more. The fingers relax, they just gently curl in. The lower arms, elbows. The upper arms and shoulders relax. The gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest with your breath. The mid and upper back relax. Relaxation spreads up through the neck into the jaw. The jaw is unclenched, it's soft. Relaxation washes over the face, it's smooth. No tension, no stress. The entire body just relaxed into this stillness and softness that you've created. And you have the option to stay here, close out your practice a little bit longer in Savasana. Or if you'd like to just begin to gently wake up the body, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, allow the head to rock from side to side. And then a nice deep inhale, reach those arms up, stretch the legs, really point the toes. And exhale, release. Bend the knees and then gently roll onto whichever side of the body feels best. Pause there for just a moment. Before you come all the way up to seated, just take this moment here, still in that state of relaxation, and really thank yourself for this movement, connecting your body, your breath, showing up for yourself, doing hard movements, just really giving thanks to what your body, your mind are capable of. And then gently pressing into the hand, making your way into a seated position. You can cross the legs, come into any comfortable seat. You can allow the hands to rest in the lap, or hands can come to prayer at heart center. We're going to seal our practice with our breath together. Allow your shoulders to relax. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh. Another breath together. Inhale. And sigh to release. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you all next Saturday for our movement together. Have a great day.